No, this is not the conference yet. We're getting ready to do the final dress rehearsal. If you're joining us on LinkedIn, Facebook, or Twitter, welcome. We're starting the dress rehearsal. So if you're a participant in Teach to Reach and you signed up for the dress rehearsal, you've received the link. Otherwise, feel free to watch. We're going to be showing you during the 30 minutes plenary during the rehearsal today exactly what to expect, what the conference is actually going to be like. The conference, of course, is starting tomorrow, Tuesday the 26th at 3 p.m. Geneva, so that could be morning or evening for you. And if you have not joined yet, it is not too late to join. So do join us. We'll be starting with the rehearsal in 45 seconds. Warm welcome. This is not the conference yet. The conference is opening tomorrow, but today, right now, this is a full dress rehearsal. I am here with members of the organizing committee. You can see some of them, and of course, for those of you who are participating in the rehearsal, you are welcome. I'm going to show you where everyone is in a second. Just give me a second to get my ducks in a row. And if you are joining the rehearsal, you are not in the Accelerator conference as you can see here, but you are actually in the rehearsal space, which should be showing up in a second. What are we going to do in the rehearsal today? You can see here. So if you are member of the organizing committee, you are going to create your own session and invite participants to join. This will give you much needed practice to see what you're actually going to be doing for 3 days during the Teach to Reach conference. So just a reminder, an organizing committee of 282 graduates of the 2020 Teach to Reach program are behind this conference and leading this conference. So here is the live event. You can see this is just the rehearsal, but there's already 579 49 people attending. So let's go into the event. If you have not done this, of course, you need a ticket. And if you're not part of the rehearsal, watch this so you know what to expect tomorrow when the real conference will begin. I see that the site is a bit slow to respond, so if you encounter that may be simply because there's a large number of people who are trying to join the plenary right now. So if you are a rapporteur, please go to the sessions that are being created that will be created by the moderators and join a moderator session so you can see how that works. And then you should have by now, if you've been reading the messages we send you and you're a rapporteur, you volunteered to be a rapporteur, you know about the rapporteur template. So to show us that you know what you're doing, just put in the rapporteur's name and your own and submit your notes via Dropbox to test the submission mechanism. If you're a member of the support team, keep an eye on the chat, both the chat in the sessions that you're attending and, of course, the overall event chat. You can answer questions. Basically, be there. Make sure that no person who's sort of crying for help is left on their own. And then for speakers and panelists, we want you to go to a moderator session. I'm going to show you how that works. Right now, I'm not able to. Actually, the site is a bit slow responding. And once you're in, then you'll be able to actually go in and test those features. All right, it seems like it's coming back now. Probably a massive influx of people who just joined. Before I show you that, as this loads, I'm going to take a minute to walk you through the participants guide. So everyone has received this. Check your email if you haven't seen it. It can make a real difference in the experience of the conference for yourself, but also for other participants if you take the time to go through these materials. For members of the organizing committee, of course, it's absolutely mandatory for you to go through and be familiar with both this participants guide, which is for everyone, and then the specific guides for everyone else. If you're watching us on LinkedIn, Facebook, or Twitter, welcome. The plenary sessions will be shared, will be live streamed on all our platforms. Look for the Geneva Learning Foundation on your favorite platform. But the sessions, really the main event in the conference, will be happening in the inside the conference environment. To show you that, I'm actually just going to walk through the process. So if this is the real site of the conference, you can see that there are tickets. So you want to make sure that you get the country-based immunization staff, English speakers. Don't sign up for the French, or else you'll have a bunch of people speaking French to you. The program is mixed French and English. Don't get confused or scared if you see people writing in their language, it might happen to be French. And then go to checkout. Once you go to checkout, that will take you to the screen where you can actually log into the conference. It looks like actually the conference is quite it's quite slow to respond. Hopin.com. Of course, we hope that doesn't happen tomorrow, and there might be hundreds and potentially thousands of people on at the same time. Now, if you have participated in a rehearsal or have used this Hopin platform in the past, you probably already have an account. In that case, you don't create a new account just to get a ticket. You actually need to just sign in. But if this is the first time that you're participating in the rehearsal, or you're not participating in the rehearsal and you're just joining the conference tomorrow for the first time, then you fill in these fields. Make sure remember which email address you use, and remember what your password is. You absolutely have to agree to Hopin's terms and conditions. You do not have to check the second box, which is about receiving product updates. There's one really simple sort of shortcut I'm going to share. If you're comfortable with your Facebook, LinkedIn, Google, you can actually sign in using those credentials. So you don't have to create yet another account and add another password and all of those things. Once you are there, once you are in, I'm actually going to log in with my... You won't be able to see much more until tomorrow. So we're about 16 hours away. And 16 hours from now, you will be able to... in fact, access the full conference schedule, which I'm going to share with you now. And this is exciting because we finally have the final schedule ready while this loads. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to really walk you through some of the essentials. And then at the half-hour mark, we'll be going into the sessions. So I'm going to show you that as well. So in this case, I'm going to switch back as we were working with the Francophones. So I'm going to switch back to English here. And so first of all, you can see that here is the participants guide. It's featured right on the welcome page. And then this is no longer the preliminary program. I think there is an issue with Hopin right now because the sponsors are not loading. So here is the full program. You can cycle through the 3 days. Now, don't get confused. The mornings in Geneva are dedicated to Francophones. So for Anglophones, the first items in the program that you're going to see, they're all in French. Don't panic, just keep scrolling. And starting tomorrow, you'll actually be able to use the little tag. So you just click on English and you'll only see the English sessions, but that only works once the conference opens. So skip all the way to the opening ceremony at 3 p.m. In Geneva. And now you can just see what is actually going to be happening tomorrow. So opening ceremony and orientation. And then this is the instant remote coffee. So this is the networking. You'll actually, if you're participating in today's dress rehearsal, you'll actually get to see how that works. And basically you click and you get connected with somebody else in the conference. And if both of you agree to stay in touch, then you'll be able to do that. It's really quite neat. Next is the, you can see that at 4 p.m. Geneva. So now when you see the schedule, you'll see the times in your location. It should, if you've got your computer set properly. And one neat little feature is if you click on the little calendar plus here, you can actually download the calendar invite for that. So you can see each session has a reference, so EN or FR for the language, and then the number, so you can quickly identify which sessions you want to go to. You can see, so at 4 p.m., there are concurrent sessions. So there's the HSS session with Gavi. There's the Immunization Agenda 2030 with Anne Lindstrom from WHO. There's the Peer Hub session with Carolina Da Navarro and Marta Gasigdobo from WHO as well. And so you're going to have to choose which of these 3 sessions to go to. They will be recorded and made available afterwards. And then, but still, if you want the live session, you have to choose one of the 3. Then we have more networking. And you can choose whether you want to go network or maybe your session is really good and it goes on for a little bit longer. But this conference platform is really unforgiving, and punctuality, if you're not there when the session starts, you may not be able to get in. So make sure that you are on time. At 5 p.m., this is all on day 1, learning, innovation, and practice. So this is really local learning solutions that have been identified by Teach to Reach participants. And this is another session with Gavi, with Katja Shemionek and Cecilia Wertemuller. At 5 p.m. also, so this is really about the ITCH methodology that we developed, and many of you helped to develop during the Teach to Reach program in 2020. And then a Q&A with WHO on COVID-19 vaccine introduction. That is again with Anne Lindstrom, who's the co-lead of the COVAX, together with other global partners. So she's really the key person from WHO working on this. And then we end the day with more instant remote coffee. So we're 9 minutes in. I would love to hear from Charlotte. Charlotte, how are you doing?
Hi, everyone. I'm doing fine, and we're counting down to the starting of the conference tomorrow. So trying to put the final preparations together. So for organizing committee members and country team leaders, thank you for all the support so far, but don't get worried if we continue to receive messages from us. It's just trying to make sure that everything is set for tomorrow.
Thank you, Charlotte. And is there a member of the organizing committee who'd like to speak to say what you are thinking and feeling as we are less than 24 hours now away from the opening of the Teach to Reach conference? Please just go ahead and unmute yourselves. We're here in the room. We have 19 members of the organizing committee who've taken significant responsibility helping to lead this conference. So would love to hear their voices as well today. Yes, Tanushri, please go ahead. So Tanushri Mandal from West Bengal, India. What are you thinking and feeling as we go into as we're almost at the conference opening?
Yeah, hello Reda and Charlotte. I'm really very excited, and I would say that we're going to, participate in such an important and historic, event. And number two is that we had been through a whole lot of questions using this new platform, but with a lot of practice with our peers, now I'm really confident, and also my peers are also confident in managing this hopin platform. So we are really looking forward to using this platform for being a moderator, for being a panelist, for being a reporter. So it's really exciting, and we are looking forward. And the main and best part is that we're going to listen to the plenary session with all the important speakers. And also at the same time, I'm very happy to represent country team India. This time it's been an honor for me, and I really thank, on this platform, I just want to thank all my country team members for helping me out to get through in such a short period of time. And above all, a lot of thanks to Charlotte and you for being always with us. Whenever we are riddled with any kind of question, we are always being helped by you. So, in fact, we have a lot of questions. So, if you allow us, then we may address this in this platform.
All right. Thanks. Thanks to Nushri. Let's go into the sessions because I have a lot I want to share with you in 18 minutes. Let's hear from Dr. Rajat Garg, and then we'll go back to just sharing really what we need to, the information we need to get to participants in the rehearsal. Rajat, a warm welcome to you. I know it is late evening and especially appreciative of South Asian colleagues who are joining at a late hour. What are you thinking and feeling about this conference as we go into it?
Thank you, Rida. Hello, everyone. I just want to add to the point of Dr. Tanu that we all are really excited and looking forward towards this conference. And we also tried rehearsal yesterday. A group of us from India, we tried that platform, and now we are more confident as a reporter as well as a moderator. And definitely, there's a lot to learn for us also. And we are really very excited and looking forward towards the conference. Best of luck to all of us. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Rajat. And just, okay, so there seemed to be a lag on the conference website. I couldn't load it properly, but this is this is the dress rehearsal, and you can always tell that there's something going on in the plenary. So on what the conference platform calls the stage. Let me switch language here as well. So I go to English. And you can see if you go to the stage, there's some great comments. Hello, Patience, Anitkan Udo, Sohini, Loretta, Dorothy. Actually, Loretta says, that was good. Thank you for speaking. No, Emmanuel, unfortunately, there's no way for you to speak through Hopin, which is why we're inviting. I sent out the invitation for organizing committee members to join join us here, where we are actually live streaming then into the Hopin stage. And then at the half hour mark, so this is the most critical information I'm going to give you about. If you want to make sure you understand how everything works in Hopin, at the half hour mark, the sessions will light up, and that is when you'll come here, and I see there's another, okay, so there should be sessions showing here. They're not showing, so they will be in a little bit. Okay, here they are. So there are some glitches right now with the platform, it seems. There's 117 people who are on the platform right now. So you can see two official sessions, one French, one English. So this one will be, this is where you'll find the TGLF team. We'll be demonstrating really and practicing, but it's even more interesting. You can see that moderators here have created their own rooms. So if you're a moderator, and only if you're a moderator, you create your own session. Make sure that it's a moderated session. That is how you'll get to practice. Really the practice, the skills needed to really handle your sessions tomorrow. So you can see this worked very well for the Francophones. Some country groups immediately created their own rooms and continued their planning. And if you are a participant, and this is equally important if you're a speaker, a panelist, a participant, a member of the support team, go into the moderated rooms. You can see the ones that are not empty. Of course, at the half-hour mark, everyone will go into the session, so they will fill up quickly. And there you can join, and we'll be sharing some critical information that I really want to get through here. So everything you need to know. So today is the Teach to Reach rehearsal. If you're somehow catching this online, you can still register for the Teach to Reach conference. You can see there's 21 hours, 43 minutes, and 13 seconds to secure your seat. Now, how do I know if I'm successfully registered for the conference? What do I need to do to fully participate? How does the conference work during the 3 days? What do I need to do to get a certificate of attendance? How do I troubleshoot or get support if I run into difficulties during the conference? So I know that for the organizing team, most, if not all of you, already know the answers to those questions. But here we're speaking. This rehearsal also involves participants and speakers. So you should have received an email from Hopin confirming your registration. All right. If you don't find this email, then you have not registered successfully, and you need to view the tutorial that has now been shared with you several times specifically about that. So you need a ticket to register, and there is, in fact, in the participants guide. So this was shared with everyone who registered via Learning.Foundation. Go look at your emails. If you find our emails in spam, pull them out into your inbox. Mark us as safe sender. That's really important, or else you may miss really important information, such as invitations to special sessions with Gavi or WHO, for example. So you want to get your ticket, and you want to go to right now, if you're in the rehearsal, that is not where the conference is actually taking place. The conference will actually take place in the Teach to Reach Accelerator conference. So tomorrow, make sure that you see this, all right? Teach to Reach Accelerator conference. If you don't see that, then you are not in the right place. The other way you can tell is if you scroll down, you can see here that the schedule is for 3 days, January 26, 27, 28, and you actually have the full listing of all the sessions here. If you don't see that, it's actually, you look for the full Teach to Reach name here, or else that means you are not in the right place. Then you check out your ticket. If you're country-based immunization staff, select that option. Make sure you select the English option so you don't end up with French messages. Now, before January 26th, so including today, you won't be able to see the full schedule with all the speakers. You'll have to wait until the conference venue is actually open, and that only happens at 8 a.m. Geneva on Tuesdays. So for Tiffany, who's based in the United States, that is 1 a.m. when the conference will open for her. So you will see your local time wherever you may be. And you can add to the conference to your calendar by clicking on Add to Calendar, and then you can use these different tabs to scroll through the information that's on the page currently, but not everything is there. So next question, what do I need to fully participate? And this is actually probably potentially one of the most powerful part of the conference experience is coming through the Telegram group. So yes, there's a formal group for announcements, but there's actually a group for dialogue. And you can see here, I'm just going to scroll through just the most recent messages there. Right now, it's people introducing themselves, but we expect more dialogue to grow. If you have questions, if you want to share your reflections and your comments about the conference, you can do it here. Do think, do we say turn your tongue 7 times? But there's probably an expression in your culture as well. Really think before you post. Hundreds of people will receive your messages. You can see Tanushri, who is I think there's on many platforms at the same time, just said thank you. And there's a lot of courtesy and decency on this in the dialogue, and of course a zero tolerance for spam or anything that is unseemly. Now, to ensure correct setup, we recommend, I have used Hopin with my phone, but the best experience again is to do it from your laptop, from your computer. If you don't use Google Chrome, I recommend you download it for this purpose and ensure it's up to date. We have people who use other browsers, it is really at your own risk. One other thing that people do is they open many tabs with a conference, and that makes a mess. So you could be hearing something from that's in one tab, and then you're trying to hear something to speak in another, and your microphone, from the different tabs are interfering. It can be a real mess. So make sure you only have the conference open in a single tab. There's a question of permissions. Very common problem. People crying because they can't get their camera and microphone to work, and it turns out they haven't given Chrome permission to use their camera and microphone. So if you don't know how to do that, use Google. Just Google it and say, how do I turn on permissions for camera and mic for Chrome? And we've also shared some tutorials in the participants guide. If you use VPN, proxy, or firewall, it's best to turn those off. And then one really neat thing is to actually complete your profile. So you can put in your Twitter, LinkedIn, a headline that describes who you are, what you do, and a link to maybe your organization's website. So you want to go under where you see your name, add your picture. I think that's a really important part of the experience. Otherwise, it's kind of anonymous. You just see people's initials. One neat thing that I pointed out is you can add sessions to your calendar here. And for French speakers, you can change to French. Now, how is the conference actually going to work? We've got 8 minutes left. So this participants guide, there's a lot of content. Take your time to go through it. I'm not going to be able to do that today because we have to go into the sessions so we can move on with the next part of the dress rehearsal where you can actually practice everything related to the sessions. But on the day of the event, you will see this. You'll see live, the event is live, and then you click on enter event. Now, that is 8 a.m. Geneva. So we've shared we should always have a little link, check local time or check time. If you click on that link, it will show you the time in Geneva, which is what we work with because we're based in Geneva, Switzerland, and the time in your location. So you can always double check the time. There's just too many people who think that 8 a.m. in Geneva is going to be 8 a.m. where they live, and it doesn't work that way. So working internationally, one really important step is to learn to navigate these challenges and to navigate time zones. Now, you can always see when something is live because you've got the little red button that says so. And then here, this is actually a very busy slide, but it's actually really clearly differentiating. You'll see when you're looking at the event, you have chat, you have polls, and then you have people. And you can actually send messages to other participants. We have to make a final decision. There's a feature that lets you organize a meeting with up to 4 people. So we're thinking about whether that could be a good way for more than 2 people to connect to each other. So how do you participate in sessions? You watch the speakers present. So this is for participants. If you are a moderator, a speaker, then you know that, or a panelist, you know that you will have to join the panel, but everyone else, you do not need to join the panel. And so here's probably the single most important slide. And thank you for being here today, because I know that makes it less likely that those of you who are here and who are not panelists, speakers, or moderators will not make this mistake. There's a lot of negatives. But so what this means is when you go into a session, the first thing you'll see, if it's a moderated session, you'll see that you can share audio and video. So, or you can ask to share audio and video. And if you are not, unless you need to be in the panel, you do not need to ask to share audio and video. That will just make the moderator's job more difficult. So we trust you that you're not going to be, just because you see a big blue button does not mean you have to click it, all right? So that's really one of the key messages from this. In 5 minutes, we'll be going into the sessions, and so I won't be able to invite you to look at your own, on your own time, really take time to go through the participants guide. How does networking work? So you'll actually get to try that. You see this button, ready. I click on it. And then actually the most important part is what you do once you are connected with somebody. It's not going to work every time. People have connectivity issues. They don't understand what it's their first time doing it. But there are 2 really important buttons. First of all, there's a timer. You have 3 minutes to speak to the person across from you. And second, you can extend that time. and you can connect with the other person. But you both need to agree that you want to extend the time, and you both need to click on the connect button to actually swap contact information. If only one person wants to do it, but the other doesn't follow through and click on the same blue button, the connection or the extension do not get made. So that's really what's critical about networking. You're randomly matched with somebody, and then when you go under your profile in your account, you can see the connections that you have made. So I'm going to stop here with the participants guide just to recap what we're going to be doing in the rehearsal today. So you can see here, we're going to go into the sessions. So right now we are on the stage. You can see the stage is live. So if you're watching here, let me go see how many people are actually watching. You can see there's 117 people, and on the stage itself, and now at the half-hour mark, you're going to go into the sessions. If you are a moderator, and only if you have been designated as a moderator, you will create a session, a moderated session, put in a session name. So just give it your name as a title. Join me to practice moderation. Maximum number of participants should be 8. And then just the resolution and frame rate should be the next to last item. If you don't get those right, in the real conference, you won't have to create your own sessions. You don't need YouTube sharing. You don't need to record the session and then click on create session. Now, for everyone else, what we need you to do is to find a session that has people in it. So you can see right now, so for example, Sohini's test session, there seems to be one person there. So join that one. And when you join that one, it's a moderated session. So if you're just a participant, well, actually in this case, you're on the actual day. Whoops, there seems to be a glitch here. So here, now I'm the administrator, so I see everything, but you'll see an option to ask to share audio and video. So in this case, if you are a panelist, a speaker, any of those, then ask to share your audio and video. If not, you can sit, listen, and put messages into the chat. So that's where we'll be going in 2 minutes. Now, Sohini's test session is 1. You can see there are many sessions. To be efficient, make sure you look for a session that has at least one person, hopefully the moderator who's created it. We're making a big mess today, but remember, this is not the actual conference environment. This is just where we are going to be practicing and rehearsing for this dress rehearsal. You can see Marta's final test session here. So if I wanted to go practice with Marta, I could go there. If you know who your moderator is going to be, you can specifically join their session. So that's it. We are almost at the half-hour mark. Again, a reminder: moderators, create your own session. Everyone else, join the moderator sessions. Look for the ones that actually have people in them. And I think that is it for this plenary. If you're following, if you're just now hearing about Teach to Reach, you can still register for the Teach to Reach Accelerator Conference. Go to the Geneva Learning Foundation's website and click here to secure your seat. Thank you for joining. And now everyone participating in the rehearsal should go to sessions. All right. So you'll see in about less than a minute, in a few seconds, where it says stage live there. I hope you saw it. I just went to sessions now. So please click on sessions. You can leave the plenary and then go to the sessions and practice. If you're a moderator, create your own session. If you're not a moderator, go in. If you're a rapporteur, show us that you've understood what to do, how to follow through. Join the moderator session, add the rapporteur's name and your own into the rapporteur template. You don't need to actually take notes, and then submit your dummy notes via Dropbox to test. Show us that you can use the submission mechanism. That is why we say it's a full dress rehearsal. And you can see here, you can actually you can see, okay, there's some great messages happening in the chat. So you may now leave members of the organizing committee, you may now leave this room and go join everyone else in Hop-In in the Teach to Reach dress rehearsal number 3. Tomorrow we are opening the conference. Very exciting. Excitement is building. More than 6,000 immunization professionals from 120 countries have registered to join, and over 2,000 of them have actually retrieved their tickets. We'll see how many we are tomorrow. Whatever the number, it will be an exciting event, and look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Take care. And see you in the sessions for those of you who are participating in the rehearsal.